All right. Welcome, everybody. This is the Equity and Inclusion meeting. It is July 22nd, 2024. And we have present Melody Squire. We have Sherry Johnson. We have Kim
Harbaugh.
Yeah, right. And Cindy Pollock. And Gail is also here. And so we have our agenda. We were hoping to informally just kind of chat about the how we felt that the fun day went. I guess maybe the first thing we should do though is our minutes. Approve our minutes. Has everybody had a chance to read those? Any additions?
A couple of typos.
Okay, typos. Oh,
My last name is A.R.,
oh yeah.
not E.R. Cindy's last name is spelled correctly in one, but not the next one.
Oh,
Good for you.
did you get those, Sherry?
Yes, I will. I'll fix them.
Okay,
And
great.
pavilion is spelled correctly one place. It only has one L and
Oh.
not the other, so.
Yeah, okay,
that's-
all right,
That's what I got.
great, thank you.
Right.
Anything else? Should we make a motion to accept the minutes? I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
1 second.
Cindy, you seconding? But, did Kim do anything? I can't hear. You moved. So.
He's, I don't know. He's over there. He said aye.
Okay, all in favor, yes, aye, okay.
I think he's trying to get his iPad working.
Oh, okay. All right. So now we can work on our debrief for Fun Day. So the feedback I've gotten has been pretty positive. I think that the parade was really full and really fun. I think that the Theater in the Woods camp was a great addition, having them there. And
Can we send them a thank you note?
we can.
I
Yeah,
will.
okay.
I didn't want to do it till we decided we wanted to. I also was going to send one to Stewart's
Yes.
for the ice
that'd be
cream.
good. Yes.
Okay, I will do that.
And I mean, I think all the stations went smoothly. I wasn't able to be at all of them because I ended up being in the kitchen a lot. But yeah, I mean, then how's the pie contest for you?
I mean, it was fine. It was
Yeah.
just too few pies, but
Right.
it was good. I think
Yeah.
everyone had fun. The people had fun judging it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So. Yeah.
Was the bounce house missed?
I didn't hear any missing the bounce house, but I didn't talk to kids. But I think the water feature was really popular. So, yeah.
Glenn wants to do some sort of a slip slide next year. We'll buy some.
know. Oh, yeah, I was thinking about that too. Yeah, yeah.
And speaking of that, I was talking to Bill and Patrick up here and said, when Stan owned it during Fun Day, we would put
Oh.
big plastics up there and slide down
Oh.
it, so I think I have them
Oh, are they
that'd
on
be
board?
great.
on board with doing
That'd
Well,
that.
that'd be
great.
really fun. Yeah.
I was thinking of asking them if we could do the ice cream over there next year. Serve the ice cream so we're not in the sun because the sun was awful. And that gets people like over to the sheds
Right.
and people pretty much cleaned up. So I don't think that's, an issue. So I thought we'd ask them if we could do that.
I thanked them while I was up there talking to them. I thanked them for letting us all be over there in the shade, and they were very good with that. so.
Oh, good.
Okay.
All right.
But serving
Okay.
ice cream's a little,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hot out here. It was-
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that'll give people like, I think more space and they can still come across the street to do the pictures and stuff.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
One thing we have to do for next year is we need to think about writing the community center grants like in March or something. And I'm thinking we should, since they changed the amount, we should do two, one for food and then one for music and activities, like buying activities for the kids to do.
Right.
So
in the
that's,
past, in the past, it was just one? It was
Yeah.
just one grant?
it was one and it was $700, but then they reduced the amount and we kind of made do with an old grant I had and a little bit left over from last year. And we could also put the prizes for the pie baking contest in there.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Yeah, Tracy just, she said she didn't want to be reimbursed. She was the one who went out and got the flour, so
Oh,
she
yeah,
donated that. Then
right.
I threw in a couple of dish towels that I
yeah.
made.
And, Nancy donated some things for tie-dye. I donated some things for tie-dye, so I think that that's, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But we want, being the E&I committee, we want people to feel they can participate if they can't afford to, donate stuff.
Mhm,
So we'll just let people know
mhm.
that'll be available.
Okay, yeah.
Sales is looking for a report of the pie winner and the photo contest winner. I emailed
Oh,
Rainbow,
okay.
but I forgot to email you.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Yeah,
if you could remind Rainbow.
Yeah, I will. They're up in their neck. They're having an open house on the 4th. And,
there's
trying to
probably-
get the other inside space done too, so things are crazy.
And we probably just want to focus on the first prize because it was so few people that
Mhm.
just,
Mhm.
did that, so.
All right, yeah.
You're a writer, you can come up with something.
Yeah, I'll write something for it.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't have a photo though, but I could probably crop one, to crop something out.
All right. Yeah, and the potluck, I think it went really smoothly, I didn't have any issues. I think probably I'd like to, and that's my fault, is, really make sure that I have a couple more people for cleanup, because there are a few of us that just really, did most of that, so, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, and cleanup's always the hardest, cause, even when you're just there for a couple hours, it's hard,
Yeah.
We have a dance or something like that, it used to be like, oh, cleanup, yeah, right.
And
But I
it's-
think it worked really well, not setting up the tables inside. It really made people go outside, and I think that was good. I liked where the band place, we talked about it, and they said they liked being right on that corner of the building, and I think that worked well. So,
And so we should probably say, just so it's in the minutes, what corner of the building they were on, so next year we don't have to try to remember.
Mhm, mhm.
Hey, tell me what corner to write down.
well, they were in the northeast corner, is that what it would be?
Northeast, east is this side. West would be the other.
They were just outside the door, the back door of the
Yeah,
community center.
the corner by the playground. I
Yeah,
know,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Directions, what?
When we used to have church ham dinners, we always made sure we had a crew come in for cleanup
Mm.
after. That was
Yeah.
one of the things that,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it didn't
work a
go
lot
bad,
better.
it was just that, the floor in the kitchen, getting it mopped and all that is just always getting everything out of there, and then mopping is the final thing, so.
And Melody, you talked about moving the date maybe, but I talked to a couple of people and they kind of it's like no matter what date we pick, somebody won't be available. And I think a lot of the people that were out of town this time, it was just random, bad luck.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, I mean, my thoughts were, it's just, July's hot, and, September's a beautiful month, I was just thinking about September, mid-September.
but you got like the football games and
Oh, after school types of things, but football games on the, weekends?
yeah.
Oh, okay,
And then the water wouldn't be as much, the water stuff wouldn't be as much fun.
it's true.
So we can
Well-
think about it, but
Yeah, but I think that all in all, I think it went well, and, so I guess, yeah, I was gonna suggest that we think about other dates and before we made a, specific date for next year,
Mhm.
so, I want all of us to just think about what makes the most sense for a date, and if the majority wants to stay in July, that's fine. If, people is having a hard time with September, I understand. so.
Historically, has it always been July?
No,
No.
it's been different.
Just since we redid it, since we started it up again. It's been July, but this what,
Oh.
the third time?
Yeah.
When did it used to be?
Sometimes October.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
okay.
It depended when people could get it together and organize it, if there was something to celebrate.
Right,
Mm-hmm,
right.
okay.
Meadows here.
Hi, Meadow.
Hi.
Yeah.
A tired looking Meadow.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're just, debriefing, fun day, and if you have anything you wanna add, Meadow, we talked about all the, different locations and the water. The water feature was really popular, and I think I liked where the band was. I thought that was a good spot,
Mhm.
and, the potluck seemed to go great, and, I think all the stations went smoothly, and, I just really wanna, again, reiterate and thank everybody that's involved with making this happen, because, it wouldn't happen without all of us
Mhm.
doing our parts, so, I'm really appreciative of all of you. So, for sure.
Well, we have to figure out how next year, so not just 2 or 3 people do all the cleanup.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I mean, really, just to make that
Yeah,
more of
yeah,
a priority.
Good. I'll just, yeah, I mean, that was kind of me, just,
No, I know,
but
but. yeah,
I'll make sure, yeah, that
yeah,
I have that more buttoned down
yeah.
And
next
maybe
year.
something besides a pie contest, if you're not getting
Yeah,
pie makers,
that's-
maybe something
Mm.
else for dessert.
Yeah.
or-
Mhm.
Yeah, as I
Maybe
think I
ice
told
cream
you, I
for dessert,
spoke
I don't
to Colleen and she was saying, oh, when she and Kat did it, they got like 24 pies, but they were advertising all over in Middletown Springs,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
a question of kind of maybe keeping it more town-wide,
more town,
local,
yeah.
so, yeah, that's something I'd like to think about though, if there's something else.
Right, right. Yeah. So, anything you want to add, Meadow? Anything you can think of?
No, I mean, I wasn't really there all day,
Right now.
but
We said that we liked the addition of Theater in the Woods for the parade. We thought that was a great
yeah, that
addition.
was so fun.
It was
So-
so nice to have all those kids there,
I know.
really
Mm.
was.
And it just brought
Yeah.
more people stayed, for the
Mhm.
day, which was really fun. So
Yeah.
it was good.
We ended up serving 135 ice cream cups. And
Oh,
I
wow.
think the extra boost was from those kids. Cause
Yeah.
I told stewards about 110 and they gave us some for 150.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
ice
awesome.
cream cones we want to get some ice cream cones for next year, not for when we serve at, after the parade, but for dinner, we could use ice cream cones and, cause that'd be outside and.
And
Yeah.
Nancy did make that suggestion about having the ice cream again at dinner time.
Right, because ice cream cones, when we first serve, would be too much of a complication, but
Mm.
afterwards, that'd be great.
Okay.
The only thing I was thinking about was something for older kids to do. And I don't know, I don't have older kids, but I was hearing some parents of older kids who weren't complaining, but they were just commenting on how their, tweens and teenagers didn't really know what to do. So just, brainstorming throughout the year, I'm just thinking of like that age group, whether it's just a matter of moving the baseball game up so it happens like earlier, so like that's happening before dinner, and then that's something people could do, or something like that. Just thinking about how to engage that age group.
Mhm.
Cause they did the the fireman's, water polo and the dunk tank probably last year.
Yeah, I think that was like the
Yes.
dunk tank was definitely sucking up a lot of that age group.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So anyway, that was something I was thinking of, just something to brainstorm with like that kind of
Okay.
age. But otherwise I thought it went great. It was really fun.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, we got balloons again.
I don't know how. I don't know how
Saying
Just,
great, maybe.
do something with my hand. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just a really festive person.
Well, anything else, about the debrief? Think we've covered everything?
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing is, updates on potential grants. So,
Yeah, so I wanted to have written something before the meeting to put in front of people, but I didn't do that. But my thought was we could write a grant for what we had talked about previously, which was just doing a grant for like a lecture series and seeing if we can just get that covered, which would be like 5,000, I think. And then if we get approved for that, then we can go to the select board and say, hey, we got a grant. We would like, can we accept the grant? And then go from there. Because the due date for the grant is like the 1st. So that time frame wouldn't work for a meeting with the select board, but I think if we just went to them after, I mean, we're not saying we're just saying we would like to accept the money, which I think would be fine. How does that sound? I think that that would be all I would say. We don't even need to say what, when I spoke to her, we didn't need to say what we were going to, even who we were going to put in there. It's just that we want to do a lecture series. We don't have to say who we're having, just that we would like to host this and have funds to be able to pay people to do it.
and
So
maybe a training, is it lecture series / training?
we could, yeah, we could. I don't know what training. I mean, I can ask what training there is beyond because there's a decent amount of like free training.
Yeah, all right. Well,
But
yeah, that
do
sounds
anyone
good.
else have any other ideas? Because we can put more in there other than the lecture series. That was just the one thing that I knew we had talked about that
Were we gonna try to put in for a community owl so that we could make the meetings more accessible, like when we have something at the old firehouse? We
Yep.
talked about that, but
yeah. I don't know if they'll cover that. It seems a little bit like they really want to cover more like community engagement things, which that would be a community engage. So I can ask and see, and it could be added in. I think like we could say, I think the grants come in like $5,000 to $10,000 chunks. So maybe we can apply for like,
it would provide accessibility for people that can't go or people that have trouble hearing or all that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, and, I think that's important for people that also have like, immune system issues and things like that. They don't want to be in a public space. So,
All right,
yeah.
while we're talking, I'm just gonna write this down so that it's all just written down and then I'll just send it off to her. So the grant for a lecture series and then
Lecture
also a community, an owl that is accessible by the community.
Right.
Right.
Well, you probably need to set them both up. I think you can get a system so it covers a bigger space than just the one little owl that we have.
Yeah.
But do you have to apply for $5,000? Is that a minimum?
That's the minimum, I think, yeah.
I think with the Vermont Humanities, their lectures are nowhere near. I mean, you could get 20 lectures for $5,000.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
some of them are like $750, so that's
Yeah.
like,
Hmm.
a high number. But they're not all that, but
Well, and they also have some grants usually. I mean, the Historical Society, I think, had somebody come and the humanities paid for it, so.
yeah. And it can also be, it can go on for more than 1 year. So it could be a lecture series that, we do this year or like this winter, and then we could do, it could be a part 2. Because I don't know if this funding is gonna keep happening. This might be just one-time funding.
Mhm.
But I believe that the timeline was not super strict. Like you could say you were gonna use, as long as you said how you were gonna spend it, and you had that written out pretty well.
Yeah.
Any other ideas?
think I can tell you the owl that we have costs $1,200. And I think now they're twice that, so we might
Yeah.
wanna look into
Mhm.
the cost of that before we just say, oh yeah, we want another owl.
Yeah, I would just
If
say,
there's a
yeah,
better
some sort
way.
of a, more, some sort of communication system that,
Yeah,
And the
Right.
owls are doing more now. They
Right.
cost more and they do more.
yeah,
Right.
just, they're more sophisticated, so that's why they cost
Right,
more.
right. And I was looking and I think there's one that would do what we wanted or want,
Mm.
it has like a little companion.
Oh,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
And did you happen to see what that cost, Sherry?
I don't remember.
was it like a bar, Sherry? I'm looking at them now. Was it like a bar or was it like an enhanced? There's like the basic one, which is $1,000.
Yeah, no, it's an enhanced one. I looked at it like a couple months
Yeah.
ago. It's
And
an
that
en-
one is like 2,000.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Matto, if there's anything like, I don't know, just thinking about the older kids and things like that, but having maybe some sort of a cooking type of, activity, where we cook and cook different types of foods and have everybody
Yeah.
experience that, yeah.
Some
Yeah,
more
that was
effort.
one thought was like having like a, people sharing, like we could have someone come in and cook from a different
Culture,
Mhm.
yeah.
culture, and have that be, I think that would be really interesting to have that opportunity.
And what types of,
Yeah,
things they cook with and things like that, I'm just thinking
Yeah.
like Moroccan and the tagines and things like that, just,
Right.
stuff like that. And I think that that would be something that might, interest some teenagers, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So,
We
So
probably
that-
need to get a couple of teenagers on the committee and
Yeah.
ask them what kind of
Yeah.
stuff they wanna do.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
If you know any.
that would be great.
they'll be our consultants, our teen consultants.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's good, Meadow. So,
Okay. So
think
what I'm
that-
gonna do is I'm gonna just send her these ideas. She said she would be willing to like put our ideas into a grant format and
Right.
and then and then let us know if they're gonna fund them or not.
Right,
It's very easy. It would be foolish to not at least try because it's super
Right.
easy. And
absolutely. yeah.
so
Well, it's
Meadow,
nice.
if
It's
you
so-
want, I can look into I can send you what I
the
think
number.
the owl stuff.
Okay. That
Okay,
sounds great.
when are you gonna write your grant?
I'll probably do it tonight because otherwise I'll forget. So I'm just gonna do it right
For you
after
tonight,
this.
but
I was gonna say, it's nice, it's so general too,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it's not,
Right.
it just means that we're gonna have to figure out what we wanna
Right.
put in there.
And there are some examples of like what other towns have done. There, these grants have been around for a couple cycles. I think this is just the last one. They're trying to like use up the funds. And so there are some towns that we can look to say, oh, these are the lecture series that they did, or these are the things that they did with their grant. So there's like they've done things like book groups, BIPOC youth nights, things like that, those are in higher density areas than we have, but
Mm.
different things. Okay, there's a whole long list of things. But training is one of the things, so I'll put that in there as well. And I'm gonna ask her to tell us what the number is that other committees are using for that, what it costs to train a committee. And just see what she says, and I'll let you know. But as long as we're deciding that we are okay with me just sending off this grant, and then we'll have to get approval anyway, so it's not like we're agreeing to it, we're saying we want to try for these,
Mhm.
for a lecture series, committee trainings, an owl potentially, and a multicultural cooking classes.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Right, and my part of the grants is still just waiting for getting estimates of what a pavilion would cost. And then I can move on to, approaching the select board and say, if we get this grant, you know, would it be approved and things like that, can I apply for it? So I've been a little busy. And my mom just passed, so that's,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
well, she's in
Yeah.
a better place and we're just, it was just intense.
Yeah.
Yes, end of it, so, yeah, so I'll get on that. But I haven't really moved much forward with it this past month, so. Welcome signs, Rainbow, I asked her when I was texting with her if she had any photos. A few of us saw her sketch of a
Mhm.
welcome sign, and so that was great. We had one idea of maybe having different sketches on different ends of town, you know, one,
Right, like you'd have the same, it'd be the middle part, there would be a consistency, I think we
Yeah,
talked about,
right.
having the middle different,
yeah.
yeah.
So we'll see how we feel about that, and, so she's probably, I can't imagine she's so creative, probably after probably mid-August, probably our next meeting, she could maybe have something more concrete. Because she's got a lot going on until next meeting. Then there's a baby coming, so yeah. So, yeah. Just a few things. So that's all I have on welcome signs to, so other ideas for events. So my only other, idea, and I like your terminology, multicultural, Meadow, would be to
Mhm.
have like a multicultural potluck, maybe in the fall. And so we'd have to just think about a date. So maybe end of September, sometime in October, something like that. So.
Yeah.
And find out, I guess, find out when the community center is available would be the first step. And then we can find dates that might work and
Yeah.
see what's a possibility for us. So,
The other thing was like doing like a new neighbor. Similar to like what Middletown Springs did. You have like a new neighbor. I don't remember what they called it. It was very cute. A new neighbor.
a welcome pack or something, or what?
No, it was like a potluck. It was like a dinner.
Oh,
Like,
noon,
everyone
got it.
came
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they had we talked about it a while ago, years ago now. God, 2 years ago.
Alright.
And then we sort of got into doing fun day and we kind of didn't talk about it anymore, but it was something they did. They only did it one time and I think it was a lot of work. But it was a way to kind of have a meet and greet of new people who had moved to town, and everybody had a name tag, and I think they had a lot of like organized group activities that was kind of fun. That's just an idea, like something
What
we
time
could,
of year did they do that, do you know?
I think it was warm. I think they did it on the green.
Oh,
So maybe like a spring or fall activity.
okay.
I don't know if I may have I did talk to them, but it was before COVID and I got
Yeah.
the stuff and then no way I was gonna do that. So I don't think
Right, that's what it was, COVID. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
One other thing, we have hot dogs left over and we were, thinking maybe in the fall, we could just do a hot dog bake in maybe the bake oven. Ken had talked about doing hot dogs in the bake oven, just some informal thing. I don't know if that's something we wanna, or maybe
What?
we could do it with the solstice.
Well,
Um,
could you do pigs in a blanket in the bake oven?
That's what
Yeah,
I was thinking.
that'd be kind of fun. Cause you'd have the dough and you could wrap them and put them
oh,
in there for,
we'd
know,
we'd have to test.
seconds.
first.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna be a tester, but it's just, I'm just throwing out the ideas.
But it was just, a way to get rid of them, but an informal.
Uh.
I suppose we could serve more game supper food.
Oh, boy.
Just keep pulling it out.
There are still cans in the freezer.
Wow, okay.
I thought that was all going to the mission over time, but maybe somebody forgot to take it.
I don't know.
I think somebody didn't show up and do it, whoever somebody was.
Probably my husband.
It was an unassigned task.
Yes, all right. Well, we'll have to bring that up at the fire meeting.
Yeah.
Right, 'cause they're gonna start putting, fresh meat in there if they're gonna have the game supper again.
I know.
Medicine comes along.
Yeah.
along to-
Just put a big plate out last year's meat.
Discount tickets for.
Right.
All right, we're on a different subject, different meeting, so it doesn't belong here. All right, so, anything else? We got anything else going on that we should talk about? I think we're good. So, fourth Monday in August is the 26th. So our next meeting would be August 26th.
Sounds good.
You're making a face.
That's the week before the tag sale.
Hey, right.
But I suppose since we get things done quickly, I'll put it down.
Okay, yes.
Short meeting.
Hopefully we'll have more people.
Mm. So you need more people for, that are,
More of our,
Second.
like, if I don't come, then we won't have a meeting because we won't have enough people.
oh, in this meeting, you mean? I thought you were talking about tag sale. Okay, yeah.
No. Now, the tag sale is like, I'm working on it.
All right, well, if we don't have anything else, I guess we
I'm
can
just quickly finishing writing this grant.
go on. Go, girl.
Here.
Wow.
I just threw some numbers out there. Like if we did a lecture series, January to May, that was like, we just budgeted $500 a lecture. And
Mhm.
it may be more, maybe less for each one. That would be 2,500. If we did, committee trainings, that number I don't know, between 1,500 and 2,500. A multicultural cooking class, be $750 a class. That would be January to April. So it'd be 3,000, and then the owl would be 2,000. So it'd be a total of 10,000. And I think we can, if the trainings aren't as much money, you could put more money into the cooking classes, which I think may be more money if you are paying for ingredients and everything.
Mhm.
So that's what I have there. Does that sound okay? Any comments on that?
I don't think so. I think for the cooking classes, like, it would be great to pull, especially from a local people, if we're sourcing certain meats or things like that, that would be
Yeah.
kind of fun, and vegetables and stuff.
And if we can see if like, there's like local, it could be just community members that have really strong family recipes they want to share, or also like if there's people who have a restaurant locally and they want to off, if there's somebody within the restaurant who wants to offer that class or come and do a class.
Yeah.
There's like I've just people I was thinking of was like Mama Tamara's. There's people who they used to do the farmers market. They have a restaurant now on Route 7, Little Haveli's. Just thinking of different types of food that might be fun to have, and people who I know who might be interested. I'm sure there's other people. These are the people I can think of. So
All right.
okay. All right, I'll send that off, and I'll just email the committee an update on what she says, but there shouldn't be any more decisions that need to be made about it, I don't think.
Did she give you an idea of how long it takes for them to sort of process it? Like
Pretty quick. I think they want to kind of get it moved out before there's some time frame that's happening. They want to have the money moved out of the account so that they can probably ask for more.
Right.
They need
Yeah.
it gone so that they can ask for more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't know. But that's why I said January, because that would give us time to.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
be away from, so that would be the earliest that we'd have to do anything. All right, great.
All right,
Thank you all.
well, then let's adjourn. It's 7:40-ish, 7:36.
Those clocks are fast in there.
There, that clock is a little fast.
That one is, yeah.
It's okay.
Yep,
Perfect. Thank you.
all right, thank you all.
Thanks.
Bye.
Melody, before you go, are
Okay.
we set up for the training on the 30th?
I was gonna, email you when I got home and say, let's just say the 30th.
Okay, I
Yeah.
got the old firehouse for the 30th.
Okay,
So,
and I'll contact Wade so he can put that one down.
okay, but we'll do it at 6:30 so Ray can come.
Okay, yeah, not 6, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that'll give you a little more time too.
Okay, all right,
All right.
stop recording, we're doing a different meeting now. Oh, well, small towns, you love it.